UFC. I am the greatest combat athlete of all time.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Teletape. I'm your host, Henry Cejudo, aka Triple C, and today's episode I'm going to be breaking down, yup, that's right, the next #1 contender in the world. I'm talking about Brandon Royval versus Tatsuro Taira. I mean, how is it this match gonna end up? But this episode wouldn't be possible without our sponsor. Yup, that's right. I'm talking about Sticker Mule. Whether you like Triple C, you wanna get some shirts, you wanna get some coffee mugs, you wanna get some stickers, you wanna get some pens, well, guess what, guys? Sticker Mule has you covered. Where you can get anything that you guys want, made, custom made, or if you like a celebrity or somebody that you want to get a huge cutout with a huge sticker, well, you can get it done. So you guys make sure to go to stickermule.com and get your sticky on. And here we have it, guys. Brandon Royval, 16-7. I think that's one thing that kind of surprised me. I mean, one, he's got a lot of fights, but then two, man, he's taken a lot of L's. He's also fought the toughest competition. You know, against Taira, 16-0. I mean, look at the KOs. Just only 4 decisions out of his 16 fights. I mean, this guy is super sneaky on how is it that whether he's finishing you with one punch or he's finding a way to submit you through either a triangle or an arm bar. Taking the back is one of his bread and butters too. But this is what I found kind of crazy. 5'9", man, for a flyweight. This guy should probably be a freaking featherweight, at least, for that matter. You know, with Taira as well being 5'7", you know, but the reach advantage does go to the Japanese. And this is one thing that we do got to keep in mind, because I still feel like he's still in his prime. But this kid is super young at the age of 24. Bro, without further ado, let's break down Brandon Royval. What are his strengths? He thrives in chaos, dude. You guys remember when Brandon Moreno tried to get down with this dude? This dude was like, you know what? Bring it on. Bring it on. But not just that, the fact that he strives when it comes to chaos, but he also has, because of his length and because of his size, a lot of straight punches. He's a volume fighter. He reminds me a lot of what Nick and Nate Diaz actually are, but he's that version at the flyweight division at 125 pounds. Another strength too that our Japanese foe is gonna have to consider too is a simple fact that this guy does have championship experience. From fighting Brandon Moreno 5 rounds to fighting Alexander Pantoja, fighting for the bout, but not just fighting him one time, but they've already, I want to say he's already fought both of them already 2 times. And when you get that championship experience with guys that have done amazing things at the flyweight division, there's something to be said. I mean, we just saw the fight with a guy like Khalil Rountree and Alex Pereira. Khalil Rountree was not accustomed to those 5 rounds. Alex Pereira, even though he's the most inexperienced fighter, he was able to really use that experience to be able to get the victory. But not just that, on top of that, he's a kicker. He's going for this calf. He's going to kick those legs to break the foundation to eventually start letting and start carrying the hands go. He did it with a guy like Brandon Moreno. But could he do it with a guy that's super sharp like Taira? But without further ado, let's talk about Brandon Royval's weaknesses. This is takedown defense. You know, and that's a big thing, guys. When somebody has a real good takedown, a takedown arsenal, and you're able to take away this guy's calf kick and his volume fighting, it changes the game. And that's one thing that we do have to consider. And at times too, because he will get emotional, he will get overextended with his punches. Same reason how and why Alexander Pantoja and Brandon Moreno was able to take him down. Sometimes he'll overcommit, which could be a bad thing, which could be a good thing, but also could be a bad thing. And then bad stylistic matchups. You know, so sometimes because a guy is too technical or because a guy's gonna more likely bring the takedowns in, he's forced to pretty much just make it into a brawl. Because again, guys, you guys remember the strengths. He strives in chaos, and that's one thing to really consider. And he's not used to moving backwards. I mean, what happens when you get a guy that's just gonna pressure? Can you fight going backwards? Actually, he's not bad, dude, because he will move. Like he's a pretty agile guy on his feet. But could he feel comfortable enough to do that for 5 rounds? Because what happens with the Japanese, especially the fact that he does have a wrestling and a submission threat, what happens if he just gets him going backwards? I mean, those are questions that will be answered this Saturday. And without further ado, let's talk about Tatsuro Taira. What are his strengths? He's got an IQ, man. I'm impressed by him. You know why? Because he's a better competitor than he is a fighter. This guy's demeanor, this guy's position, there's always something up his sleeve, and he's very sneaky about what he does. You just don't know what's gonna happen. Whether he goes on top and he's ground and pound you and all of a sudden he turns it into a triangle. Or, you know, he's on bottom and he's going for arm bars. Or the way that he's able to transition from a takedown to your back to be able to tap you out. I mean, this guy's fight IQ is very, very dangerous. I think out of everybody at 125 pounds, if you want to talk about IQ, I feel like this guy right here has it better than anybody, including the champion. He knows how to fight people according to his strengths and their weaknesses. And obviously with the grappling advantage. I mean, could a guy like Royval really have the ability to counter that wrestling, and particularly when it comes to that timing? You throw a jab, you overcommit on something, he's taking you down. 2, you're gonna have to be careful if he's gonna take your back and finish you. But not just that too, his one punch accuracy that he was able to get the finish in the UFC, and that's something that makes a guy like Taira very dangerous, is the fact that he also has that one hitter quitter, whether it was a one-time thing that had happened, but whatever that may be, his demeanor changes everything. And obviously he's quick with it. Let's not forget about his speed, whether it's his hands or his takedowns, or when he takes you down, more importantly, his transitions from taking the back. But let's talk about Taira's weaknesses. And this is a big one. This could be a plus. This could be a plus or a minus. I remember fighting Demetrius Johnson for the first time and getting knocked the fuck out. And I was 10 fights in. You know, I thought I was better than what I really was at that time. You know, or John Jones against Daniel Cormier. Same exact thing, man. Even Cormier told me, he was like, dude, I wasn't ready for John. You know, the first time that I fought him, I was like, I just wasn't. So I talked to him about when I first lost to DJ. He's like, dude, you just weren't ready. I said, what you need, Henry, more than anything, is time. And that was the biggest thing with me, is I just needed time. But he is different. And level competition. I mean, he did beat Alex. What's his last name? Why am I drawing a blank? Anyways, he did beat Alex at 125 pounds, which is, you know, I want to say Alex has fought for the title. He's fought Davison. He's fought for the title before. I know he fought Davison Figueiredo, but if there's one fight that I could just kind of measure him on, is that fight. And that fight, he was able to finish him, which he's a very, very hard dude to finish. Alex Perez, right? Yeah, Alex Perez, there it was. And obviously his cardio. The Japanese, man, they have a different system on how they do things. You know, I'm not too sure if that's the cardio, but because when you finish a lot of people, that's something that you really, you know, wherever there's a strength, there could also be a weakness, because you cannot get too accustomed to finishing people and not knowing what 5 round feels like. And obviously it's the durability because of the lack of experience. But you know, I'm curious to see these two. Like these two right here are a question mark. Can you go 5? Can you go 5 rounds? And I want to see how he looks in that fight. But without further ado, guys, I would like to get down to the tail of the tape. Now I like to get down to the tail of the stats, better yet. Strikes landed per minute, 4.33 to 3.56. that means this guy's more of a risk taker. You understand what I'm saying? Because he's more of a risk taker. But because he throws more, he gets hit more. You guys see, you understand what I'm saying? You know, we have a 3.42 to a 1.70. I mean, talk about this guy rarely gets hit. I mean, I want to see a fight where you see him bloody or have a black eye. He's too smart. He goes back to his damn grappling. He relies on that. And then takedown accuracy, which surprises me. I almost feel like, you know, Taira was, his takedown accuracy was higher, but apparently not. It's all Brandon Royval. What about takedown defense? Look at this. 63% of the times that people try to take him down, they will fail. And let's talk about submission average. I mean, submission average from 1.10 to 2.09. I mean, this guy's almost doubling what he does. I mean, this guy has a serious submission threats. I mean, there's only 4 fights out of 16 fights. 12 of his fights have all ended in finishes for our Japanese, for Taira. So as I'm looking at this fight as a whole, who do I believe? Who do I feel? Does the experience go to a guy like Brandon Royval? 100%. But when it comes to the spirit of competition, a guy that knows how to win, I have to go with Tatsuro Taira for the victory. I do believe this guy is on fire. I do believe it. I'm not taking anything away from Brandon Royval, but I do see a guy like Tatsuro actually getting the finish and potentially fighting and being next in line to go up against Alexander Pantoja and fighting him for the belt. Again, guys, thank you guys again for watching. Thank you guys for watching Tell the Tape. I'm your host, Henry Cejudo, aka Triple C, and Tell the Tape was brought to you by the one and only Sticker Mules. Whether you guys like stickers, whether you guys like cup holders, whether you guys like t-shirts, well, guess what? That's all you guys gotta go. Whether you guys want to design your own things, you guys want to design your own stickers with your family, with your kids, with whoever that may be, well, Sticker Mule has you covered. So you guys make sure to go stickermule.com and get your sticky on. I'm out.